I grew up going to a small church in a rural town. Old building, white paint, bell tower that never worked. When I was 16, I volunteered to help clean after services, just vacuuming, stacking chairs, normal stuff. But there was one rule everyone followed without questioning it. Never go into the basement. Not because it was dangerous, not because it was locked, because it wasn't used anymore. The door was always shut, no sign, no lock, just a stairway going down into darkness. One night, I stayed late to finish cleaning the sanctuary. Everyone else had left. I was completely alone. As I shut off the lights upstairs, I noticed something strange. A faint glow coming from under the basement door. I stood there for a second, telling myself it was just a breaker light or something mechanical. Then I heard singing, not loud, not clear, like a hymn, being hummed by several people at once. I opened the door. The basement lights were on. Rows of old wooden chairs were set up facing a small stage. Candles burned along the walls, and the air smelled warm, like people had just been there. But no one was there. I backed up and shut the door, heart racing. The next morning I asked the pastor about it. He smiled and said, "Oh, the lights turn on sometimes. Old wiring?" I asked about the chairs. His smile faded for just a second. They shouldn't be down there. A week later, I stayed late again, on purpose this time. At exactly 9:13 p.m., the basement lights turned on by themselves. I didn't open the door. Instead, I watched the security monitor in the office. The basement camera came online. I had never seen that camera active before. The feed showed the basement filling up, people walking in, sitting down, all wearing dark clothing. None of them looked familiar. Then one person stood at the stage. I recognized him immediately. It was the pastor. He began speaking, but there was no audio, just movement. Then every single person turned their head and stared directly into the camera. At me, the feed cut out. The lights upstairs shut off. I ran. The next Sunday, the church was closed. No service, no announcement. By Monday, the building was boarded up. A sign out front said the church had merged with another congregation. No address, no details. Years later, I looked up the church records. There was no record of a basement ever being sealed. But there were dozens of old permits, all for late-night gatherings, all marked private, and none of them were listed as church services. Sometimes I still wonder if they stopped meeting because I saw them, or because they know I'm still watching.